Welcome back to the Southampton save. We've relatively well recovered our Europa League form and our league form as well. We have 7th placed position currently and looking to improve that today if possible. Although we do play 3rd placed Nottingham Forest today and 6th placed Arsenal. Also West Ham are in the mix and Fulham, who are down in 17th. They're going to be the first game that we sim today. Thanks to our resurgence in the Europa League, we're going to be able to sim the game against Galatasaray as well. Should we win that, I think we'll probably be in a great position to sim the game against Utrecht and Poulsen as well. December looks hectic, to say the least. So we should hopefully be in a good spot in all comps come the end of the calendar year and as we head into the January transfer window. As it stands, I am tempted to sell Ollie Watkins and buy Santiago Jimenez, who we failed to sign in the summer. But we do have out on loan still at Inter Milan, Armando Broja, who's grown by 2 and is up to 83 rated so far this season. So I don't know whether bringing in Jimenez is actually the right thing to do, or should we not utilise a player that we already have on the books at the club? I don't know. I'm not sure. I could do with your feedback on that, if you don't mind. I'd appreciate it. Moving on though, let's head straight into this game against Fulham and kick the episode off, shall we? Hopefully with 3 points as well. Do drop the video a like if you're enjoying the content, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more of it. Of course, Formula 1 dovetailing with this Southampton save at the minute. Certainly going to have to make some changes, though, because of the nature of the fixture list right now. And we are going to need some more strength in depth in January as well, looking at potentially bringing in a centre-back, as well as maybe someone else in another position too, just to add some more depth. But for the time being, what we've got is good enough, so let's get it done. Right, Bert Leno in goal for Fulham still after 4 years. They've got Kangin Lee in their midfield. Amad Diallo on the right-hand side as well. Our simmed performances recently have not been spectacular, but at the same time we have, albeit the hard way, managed to get the job done. Some changes for me purely for stamina, as you will have seen the lineup looking as it previously did before we made those changes with some tired players. So Ibrahim starts, Ollie Watkins starts, James Ward-Prowse starts. And other than that, I think we are as we normally are. But 3 changes for us for this starting 11 this time around. That hopefully should be able to beat this Fulham team. Oh, lobbing the keeper there, Rodrigo Muniz. What a finish. Came out of nowhere. I thought the keeper was going to deal with it in the situation it was. Hence why I was pretty much silent just watching it unfold. But what an effort. As it went high as well, I thought, oh, it's gone over the top. I still don't need to say anything. And then it ended up hitting the back of the net. Livakovic has had the ball go over the top of his head. That's what I thought was going to happen. We haven't had a single shot in that first half. Fix up, lads. It's really not long left in this game. We've called on the big guns in the final stages. But to no avail. 4 substitutions made with about 20 minutes to go. And an equaliser just is not coming. Fulham win away from home. Galatasaray then in the Europa League group stage. Everybody is fully fit again for our mainstream starting lineup. The first thing we did there immediately was give the ball away, which isn't ideal. Galatasaray playing in black, which in this theme doesn't actually mean that they show up that well on the pitch, but keep your eyes for the floating numbers. 0-0 thus far. We're top of the group, and a win here would almost certainly see us in a position where we'd only need at most a point or 2 to confirm winning the group, let alone actually progressing to the knockout stages. So confident that we can get the job done despite the wobble against Fulham. The pressure's building on Galatasaray's goal. Chance after chance coming in now. Sulemana, there's the goal at last. It's Kieran Tierney, the most unlikely of sources of the goal. Ultimately, we don't care who put the ball in the back of the net, so long as the ball goes in the back of the net. Well, again, doing it the hard way, although 9 shots and 2 clear-cut chances mean that perhaps we could have won by more. With Utrecht and Poulsen drawing once more, that leaves us in a very strong position in the Europa League group stage now, with just 2 games to go. Our Premier League position certainly could be better, but with Manchester United also down mid-table with us, we know that there's plenty of opportunity to move up the table. We're 6 points clear of Galatasaray with 6 points available. That's a lie. We're 5 points clear of Galatasaray with 6 points available. Maths. Well done, Ches. Even a bloody 6-year-old could have figured that out. Right, West Ham next then. West Ham United with Jordan Pickford in goal. Davide Calabria, Victor Nelson, Edgar, Andreas Christensen and Ferland Mendy as the back five. Kone and Declan Rice holding. Sar Openda and former Southampton player Nathan Teller in their front line. That midfield is pretty good. Kone 86, Declan Rice 87. May well not be a West Ham player for much longer in real life. Looks destined for Arsenal. Wait and see if that transfer goes through before we start the new Sheffield United save on the main channel. An update, of course, transfers for that save. We've updated our starting lineup for this game with a couple of changes for stamina. So Ollie Watkins starts. And there was another one. It was James Ward-Prowse in for Ludovic Blas. Other than that, we are as strong as we ordinarily would be. Kieran Tierney's gone up a rating to 86 now. And James Ward-Prowse still can't shoot from open play. Rovella again. Ward-Prowse through the gap. Nicely done. Ollie Watkins. Rovella. Good footwork. Looking for Ollie Watkins through the gap. Needs some good footwork here as well. And he's found it. Ollie! Please win this corner. He couldn't miss, provided he won the header. Which he did. 1-0 to the Saints. Up in London, which is not normally something anyone says. Up in London from the South Coast. And we have the advantage. Ollie Watkins involved. Fair play. It's perplexing that James Ward-Prowse from open play in similar positions to where you'd imagine he'd score a free kick, just can't find the sort of finish that you expect from him. Noah Sependo's brought West Ham level because we haven't scored that second goal. And now the game is back on again. James Ward-Prowse out wide. I'll look for Conor Gallagher. Okay, it's Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins from distance. That was on its way in. Pickford needed to make that save. We nearly end the half. In front still. Smith Rowe. Gallagher look for him again. Ollie's there. Can we find him? We can. And arriving. James Ward-Prowse from here, surely. He's been having plenty of efforts, young Jim Jams. And now he's gotten himself the goal that we've been waiting for. We are back in front away from home. Couldn't quite get there. I tried. Only got the man. Here's Openda. How is the finish? Wow. Lewis Openda is a little bit deadly, really, isn't he? Didn't quite manage to get to the ball there. And then he's on his own. But from there, to find the finish across goal and in off the post is really impressive. Lewis Openda is single-handedly ensuring that West Ham might well get something from this game. Openda, get there. Oh, it's just going to bobble free for West Ham. Enes Unal off the bench here. Really important header from Serginho Dest. Can't underestimate that. That was superb. Put his body on the line. Head where it could certainly have been hurt. And now he's involved in the counter-attack going the other way as well. Serginho, really been good since coming in. Ward-Prowse in, onside. There's the man. Ollie Watkins turns match winner once more. In the 82nd minute, Ward-Prowse and Ollie Watkins combined for the second time today. And it results in a goal yet again. We're back in front. We've done what we need to. We're going to get the victory here at the London Stadium. Feels like every positive result we get at the minute, we are having to work incredibly hard for. I've not found it easy with this Southampton side to make impacts on some of the mid-level teams in this Premier League standings this season and last season. Really tough. But hopefully, as we continue to improve the squad as time goes on, eventually we will consistently find ourselves in more comfortable positions. And for Jelavic, which I'm quite happy to accept, that's not a problem. I am finding it really tough though. Yesterday we had grind after grind, and now it continues to be the case. But if we win this game in hand against Arsenal, we will move into fourth. But look at the lead at the top of the table. City have won 10 of 12. Chelsea have won 9 of 12. That's the level you have to be at to be able to challenge for a Premier League title, and we are not there yet. Arsenal line up with Ramsdale in goal still. Mazraoui, Schlotterbeck, Casale and Zinchenko. Neves, Partey and Erdegaard with Saka, Jesus and Martinelli. The familiar front three. Sulemana, Scamacca with me. We haven't really played with him in today's episode so far. Ludovic Blas doing everything himself. And Smith Rowe. Had to be him, didn't it? Had to be him. Against his former team, he'll hold his hands up and apologise. Sorry, Arsenal, but you let him go and he's punishing you. Let's just go run. Don't you dare run straight through the middle of me. I'll be furious. Martinelli out wide. Dest across to him. So far, this has been the most straightforward game that we've played in the past couple of episodes against, on paper, by a margin, the best side. So Lucas Scamacca's in behind here now as well. Ludovic Blas is arriving. And he blasts the ball past the net. Blas into Smith Rowe. Around the corner to Kieran Tierney. We've got a number of former Arsenal players. Scamacca. Oh! The woodwork. Sulemana. I can't believe it. We should be 2-0 up and we're not. Well in, Luke. Oh, not so well in Smith Rowe. Jesus, Erdegaard, Livakovic just makes sure it goes past the post. Not very convincingly, but it does go past the post. Saka with the delivery. It's short to Ruben Neves. Martinelli. And he misses the target as well. Partey. Uh-oh. Erdegaard. Don't let him shoot. Don't let him shoot. Ah! Good save. Thank you, Livakovic. Bloody hell. That was dangerous. Over the top of the bar thanks to the save. Arsenal nearly finding their equaliser before half-time. They've had plenty of efforts in this fixture so far. Oh, what a take by Gabby Jesus that was. Unbelievable. Erdegaard with the effort. Whew. Livakovic does well. That was travelling and moving in the air as well. Smith Rowe with the switch, but it's not quite the best, and that's a handball in our favour. In the minute, it's the former Arsenal man's single goal that is looking to give us a triple point boost this particular match day. Cut that back. I was kind of looking for Conor Gallagher, if I'm honest. Ravella wins a lot of headers, I have to be honest. He's very good at doing that. Oh, through the defender's legs. No. Martinelli's there. You know where it's going to go. Can you stop it happening, though? Yes, because Gabby's offside. Wow, what a waste of a chance. This game, surely, ref. Well, it is only a narrow margin of victory once more, but that felt like the easier of the victories we've had recently. It was still difficult. We had to work very hard to ensure that we got the dub, but we still, crucially, got the dub. So those 3 points will push us right up into the top 4 picture, if not maybe higher. We know that we're absolutely fine in the Europa League as well. We only need a single point at most from our final 2 games. We are 4th in the Premier League, but 10 points shy of City, who just don't stop. Up next for us then Utrecht, and then Nottingham Forest, who are challenging for a European spot in the Premier League themselves, although they've fallen off a little bit, I believe, so far in this episode. We'll go and sim Utrecht. They beat us last time we did, but hopefully this time we can get the victory. Utrecht beat us at St Mary's, so a little bit of payback is in order. Playing with the rotated 11 though, just as we did actually last time, I think, in the game against Utrecht. But you have to have faith in your players, and we are higher rated than them in almost every single area of the pitch, even with the rotated team. So you've got to have faith in your players to do the job. Ultimately, if we are to win any trophies this season, like last, we're going to need the squad to perform at all moments. And the form is starting to come. The results are starting to come. The actual quality football and form in that sense isn't yet there. But to still be a work in progress and still be winning games means that this Southampton side do genuinely mean business this season. And hopefully it's only a matter of time, maybe with the right additions in January, before everything starts to click and we go on that City-esque run in the second half of the season and just wipe the opposition aside. Utrecht have had one chance that has been... Oh! Utrecht have had 2 chances. One of which from 30 yards that has flown into the top of the table. Into the top of the net. Right, okay. Well, it looks like we're going to lose 1-0 to Utrecht twice. Yep, 1-0 to Utrecht twice. They're doing their bit to try and get themselves through. It seems like every game that isn't ours ends as a draw in the Europa League this season. That's what it feels like. Every time we cut back to that screen there, it's like, oh, and the others drew. Utrecht have got 3 draws this season, and the only 2 wins are against me. So they've drawn against Galatasaray, they've drawn against Poulsen, they've drawn against Poulsen again, and now they'll play Galatasaray in the final day. And what's the betting they draw again there? All week, well, actually, we're actually through now, as you see. 4 points the gap to Galatasaray with only Victoria Poulsen left to play. So whether we win the group or not doesn't really matter. Ultimately, if we don't win the group, we'll have an extra round to play. But if we want to win the competition, then you've got to beat the best that are available in that given competition. And we'll try and do that. If we can beat Forest, we will go further than 4th. We'll go 3rd on 25 points. Chelsea and Manchester City just keep winning. Actually, Chelsea just lost. I just noticed 2-1 to Aston Villa. Manchester City just keep winning. Up next then, Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest then line up with Bayendier in goal. Wijndal, Maguire, Jimenez and Caio Henrique. Danilo holding with Lewis O'Brien and Oromangla sat in front of him. And then Morgan Gibbs-White is servicing Angel Correa and Joe Gelhardt. So Forest not bad. They're only about 3 points behind us, actually. So they're genuinely not having a bad season at all, in all honesty. But we're having a better one. Smith Rowe, nice little 1-2. Former Arsenal teammates. Gallagher. Well, let's do it again. Smith Rowe in behind. Where to go, Smith Rowe? That's the question. There. Blas! Oh. Alright. No goal then. Nearly an opening goal after a few moments, but red and white shirts in the way. Correa, I'll tell you what. Building this counter-attack nicely. Gelhardt, Dest in the way. Gelhardt. Salisu in the way. Gelhardt. Livakovic in the way. Bloody hell. Sulemana. Nicely down the line to Serginho Dest. A little bit of a bobble, but he's beaten his man. And he's in. Serginho Dest going all the way. Oh. That should have been a pretty simple goal, really. Dest, Gallagher, Blas. Out wide here to Smith Rowe. And on the overlap, Kieran Tierney. In the middle there, actually, Conor Gallagher was the intended. It's Blas. I've run out of room. I've really run out of room. Ravella. He's got space, though, to kick it straight into the arms of Altay Bayendier. 0-0 still, 19th minute. Free kick for handball from one of them. Conor Gallagher to Salisu. Assis Sulemana here. Out of his feet. Camel Dean. Apparently has all the shooting capabilities of a camel. Called Dean. Oh, lovely footwork by Luke Shaw to step past Mongala there. Keep the move going. Skamaka. Down the line to Sulemana. Thankfully his passing's better than his shooting was a moment ago. That wasn't meant for you, Connor, but we'll take it. And Skamaka. Oh, tell you what. Gianluca Skamaka loves a post hit, doesn't he? That's at least 3, if not 4 times this season. And we're only in bloody November. That he's hit the woodwork. He could have probably twice as many goals as he's already gotten this season, if efforts like that just find their way inside the post. Gibbs-White picked off by Salisu. Half an hour played. Still 0-0. Okay, Enrique busting a gut to get there with Serginho, but can't. Morning, Adam. Throw for Forest. Gibbs-White in a good position. They're looking to take the lead before half-time here. Gibbs-White in a better position. Gelhardt is opened up for him, actually. Novakovic in the way of it. And a last gasp corner for Nottingham Forest in this first half that's cleared well by Smith Rowe. Still not away, though. Danilo, Gelhardt, Correa needs to shoot, really. Does so. It's blocked brilliantly. And that will be half-time at 0-0. Gelhardt, I don't want him to get... Oof, that looked painful. I didn't want him to get enough space for a shot there, and thankfully he didn't. have enough room to actually get it meaningfully towards goal. So he committed Angel Correa to a challenge there. Scamacca, this is beautiful. This is quintessential counter-attacking football at its best, and we've hit the woodwork again, this time through Ludovic Blas. Turns out maybe it's not just Gianluca Scamacca that's cursed with the woodwork this season. Scamacca, use your strength, pal, and your frame. 6'5" boy. Sulemana. Gallagher, Blas this time. Altai with a decent save. It was kind of scooped on his weak foot there, why Ludovic wasn't the best of efforts. Shaw with the header. Cleared away. Not playing very well, am I? Oh, no, I've pulled the wrong man out of position there. Correa with the through ball. Salisus there, he can't get there. Gelhardt! Livakovic with the save. Helping me with my mistake. Well, it's a 0-0 draw against Nottingham Forest. There were umpteen efforts in that game, and how nobody scored is, I don't know whether it's concerning or not. Creativity was there. Just the lack of a clinical finish, unfortunately, means that we don't get the victory. We're unbeaten, at least, away from home there, but might be nice to pick up all 3 points, because if we had picked up all 3 points, we wouldn't be 5th, we'd be 3rd. The gap to the top is 12 points now, as still Manchester City won't stop bloody winning. It's Crystal Palace that we've got next. The youth system is looking healthy, to be fair, with some of the potential of some of the players we've got in there. Whether they grow quickly enough to have a chance to get into our starting lineup for the end of the save, I'm not sure. Palace, Norwich and Brighton tomorrow. Is there 2 legs against West Ham in the Carabao Cup? Surely there should be 2 legs in there against West Ham. Oh no, the double legs come in January, don't they? Jesus Christ, it's busy right now, isn't it? Palace, Norwich, Brighton, Villa, City, West Ham, Everton, Chelsea, Liverpool, although there's probably going to be a FA Cup game that weekend, and if we beat West Ham, there'll be 2 more games. We're busy at Southampton, but we want to go for as many trophies as we could possibly get this year, so we'll take them all on the chin and hope that the squad can deal with the fixture congestion. Monthly scouting reports from our youth scouts to see if there's anything we might find that could maybe give us another hidden gem. Nearly in Peru. How about Saudi Arabia? I'll have a look. We haven't had any Saudi players that have been any good whatsoever. So it's worth giving him at least a butcher's to see probably how bad he is, and then to reject him from the different menu instead. Anything from New Zealand? God, 42 to 58 potential? Go away! Where are you, sir? Sergio Fernandez. Or was it? No, it was Al Rashidi, wasn't it? From Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Nope. We haven't got any other Saudi players. I didn't want to promote him, actually. What I wanted to do was development plan. Let's change him to just a right back. And then we'll take that from there. Fernandez. I should probably just release him as well, but try and get his passing up. See what we can do. Alright, well that's going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Breathe. Do watch all of the Formula 1 content as well. I'd very much appreciate it. Going up every other day at the moment. And when this save finishes, we'll get the F1 content to you even more regularly if we can as well. That's all for me for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.